Hi everyone, welcome to Cryptomarket, the educational channel about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Today, I want to show you two very common types of scams on the Tron network. The second type of scam is the most dangerous, so be very careful and don't become a new victim of these scammers. For the explanation, I'll call the victim Tom. So, the first type of scam starts with a message like this. The video content is very interesting. I am a little confused. Someone sent me a TRC20 USDT and I have a recovery phrase and place the 12 words and ask, how do I extract them? Look, in this type of message, the scammer presents himself as someone inexperienced who is just entering the crypto world and needs help, and places the bait with the 12 words from his wallet. And this is where Tom's curiosity will be activated. Tom, having those 12 words, the first thing he does is restore the wallet to see what's there, just out of pure curiosity. And surprise! The wallet has dollars. It could be $100, $200, or even $1,000. And what about Tom? Well, Tom will go from curiosity to greed, and the first thing he will think is free money. So Tom is going to take advantage and withdraw those dollars to his wallet. But Tom has to do it very quickly because the idea is to get them out before the owner of the wallet realizes the mistake he made. But the wallet has the dollars in the Tron network, but it does not have TRX to pay the commissions. So Tom, in automatic mode, and because he is very clever, is going to deposit about $5 in TRX to take $1,000. When he deposits them and finally goes to withdraw them, sadly for Tom, the wallet stays authorizing the sending, but the dollars never leave the wallet. And Tom just gave away $5 and also got on the list of victims of scams on the Tron network. And here you must be asking yourself, but why didn't the dollars come out? If Tom had the 12 seed words and had the TRX to pay the transaction fees, what happened? The answer is that the scammer set up a wallet that is known as a multi-signature wallet. With this wallet, a smart contract linked to the Tron address is configured where it is specified that to authorize any transaction, more than one authorization is needed. So, for those dollars and those Tron to leave that wallet, the scammer must authorize it from the Tron Block Explorer using another wallet. That's why this is the perfect bait for people to deposit Tron and never be able to withdraw it. The scammer only has to keep an eye on his wallet and constantly withdraw the Tron that the victims deposit so that the balance always remains at zero and thus more people fall. This type of scam does not represent a great danger for us as users because it is not the type of scam that drains our wallet. Apart from hitting our ego, it does not cause us much harm, but the scammer can earn hundreds or thousands of dollars. Because the scammer sends these messages on all social networks massively and in many languages. So, if about 200 people fall into the trap, the scammer easily has about $1,000. And if about 1,000 people fall into the trap, the scammer can make about $5,000. So, my friend, if you see seed phrases out there on social networks, avoid curiosity, and if you can, report it on the social network platform so they can remove the message. And the second type of scam is very dangerous because it seeks to hijack your wallet. In this type of scam, the scammer obtains Tom's private keys and changes the signature mechanism without Tom noticing, making the wallet jointly controlled by Tom and the scammer's address. The scammer then sets a threshold of 3, giving his own address a weight of 2, and Tom's address a weight of 1. This means that Tom cannot make any transactions on his own, since the weight of his address is insufficient, and since the scammer has a higher weight, he takes control of the wallet and can transfer the assets. The complex thing about this type of scam is that Tom will be able to access his wallet perfectly and make deposits without suspecting anything. Tom will only find out when he tries to withdraw the funds. That is why we are going to look at some tips to avoid falling into these scams. The first tip is, you should never share or show your seed words to anyone, to any support team, to absolutely no one. The second tip is to avoid clicking on suspicious links. You should be very careful with websites that offer promotions, gifts, or the famous airdrops. Because when you connect your wallet, that's where scammers change permissions and take control of your funds. You should always connect your wallet to trusted sites. And the third tip is to periodically check your wallet permissions. You can do this directly in the Tron Block Explorer. You can go to tronscan.org and paste your Tron address here. This, for example, is an address that was configured with multi-signature. It starts with TGVD and ends with MCDA. Whenever an address is multi-signature, this message appears at the top. The current account's active permission is authorized to 3 accounts. And if you select here in View Account Permission, you can see the configuration in more detail. This is the Owners section. Here the address appears. It starts at TGVD and ends at MCDA. And these sections below are the active permissions. The first permission is the address itself, because obviously the owner can approve the transactions. And notice that the second and third permissions are completely different addresses. And here, the weight of each address appears. This weight can be defined as the hierarchy for authorizing transactions. In this case, they all have the same weight. In the scam, the attacker modifies this part so that his wallet has more weight, and thus he can take control of the wallet's transactions. And this is an example of a non-multisig wallet. The address starts at TKOU and ends at WQSO. Note that there is no message up here indicating that this address has active permissions. And if we go down a little in this Account Permissions tab, we can see that in the Active Permissions section, the same owner address appears and no other addresses are needed to authorize transactions. So this is how the Tron address should appear to you. The same address should be in the Active Permissions section. No different addresses should appear. If you see another address, it means that the wallet is already compromised. Tip 4. Use hardware wallets for greater security. Remember that these types of wallets are the best option to keep your funds safe because everything is authorized directly from the device. Here, I think it is important to clarify that this type of multi-signature configuration is not really bad, it is quite the opposite. It is a way to keep our funds safe. The sad thing is that there are malicious people who use these technologies to scam. Well, that's all for this video. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends and family so that more people know about these types of scams and avoid them. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.